people want to say you're selfish for taking a stance to elevate yourself from people who are draining you. Let them say whatever they want to say. But if you don't take a stand for yourself to elevate yourself, you will forever be down to their level. You'll forever not growing. You'll forever be where they want you to be. Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Chat with your girl Marie. Yes guys, it's a pleasure to have you here with me again for us to have our chat on a topic that I find very crucial at this point in our lives, and this is something that I have constantly observed over quite some time now, and I know many of you have been going through the same thing and have been observing the same thing, and I just want to be real with you all by having this discussion with you. But before I get into what the topic is about today, if you are new to my channel, it's a pleasure to have you here. Make sure that you click on that subscribe button so you stay up to date with all my videos. Yes, and to my viewers who have been here with me from day one, I love you guys and I appreciate you all, especially to be, patient with me at this point, because I know many of you as well must be wondering what's going on for the past 3 weeks that I haven't posted anything, guys. It was a very rough weeks, and I was very much occupied every day. So just to give you guys some updates, I was busy with some personal stuff, but just to name, I had the baby shower and Christmas. Of course, it's a family thing, so I was busy with the family and all of those stuff. And you know how it goes, guys. For those of you who are parents, especially mothers, the feeling that the feeling that we go through basically in the stage of pregnancy, the mood swings, the hormones all over the place, and all of those stuff, guys. So please continue to bear with me. It's just a season. I'll be back on track soon with everything that you guys are anticipating from my channel, and I am excited about getting into those areas and pushing this channel to where I really want to have it. So thank you guys for your patience, thank you for your understanding, and just continue to stay tuned to every video, and feel free to also inbox me on Instagram and on Facebook of topics you would like to hear my views on, and I'll be more than happy to share my thoughts on those. Yes guys, so let's get straight into it. The topic for today, guys, that we will be having our chat about is for you to, it's my views of course, and for us to be aware of when we're evolving in our life. Or should I change evolving and say be aware of when you're experiencing growth in your lives, and be aware of pretenders and takers. So I'll be mentioning about 3 areas basically: experiencing growth or evolving, pretenders, and people who we hold on to in our lives who are just takers. For quite some time I have been thinking about this topic, and I've been constantly observing it too, and I'm sure many of you go throughout your days and months and years experiencing these kind of energy, these kind of people, and I know how pressuring it can be, and I know how toxic it can be to keep these people in your circle, right? So I'm going to start off by saying a few about evolving, how we can recognize when we're evolving, and what are some of the things we go through when we are evolving or experiencing growth, or when we are experiencing growth in our lives. There are many things to ourselves that we will no longer hold on to, many personality traits. We will have a wider view on. Many behavior we will get rid of. Many associates we will no longer find relevant in our lives. I'm just going to mention those three. Those three areas, right? Now, many of us, we don't know when we're evolving. We don't know that evolving there's going to be some form of sacrifice when you're evolving, because you can't experience growth and still expect yourself to be affiliated with doing certain things, or should I say, be blunt and say certain negative things, or certain things that just not necessary, right? Once you're evolving to certain mindset that you have, or certain lack of understanding, the certain openness, being open to different views, different people lifestyle, different way of living, those things come along with experiencing growth. And many of the times we see many people, I don't know if any of you have discussions with people who are closed-minded, and you will be saying certain things to them, and no matter how much you break it down, or how exact you bring it across, they tend not to understand, or they try not even to open their mind towards seeing the point that you're making, or they just look at things in one way. They don't view things from different angles of life, right? They see a situation happen to someone and they just look at it from one angle. They say, this is the reason why the person done that, or that's what caused that. They don't look on the situation from many different viewpoints or many different angles that could cause certain situations. Now, many of us too, when we are evolving, there are certain negative people in our lives that we're just not going to have anymore. There are certain associates that we're just not going to have anymore. Let me say it as it is. There are certain family members who are weighing you down that you're just not going to have any connection with anymore, right? And that's okay. That's okay. Because when you are evolving, when you are experiencing growth, you can't expect that the negative people, the toxic people, the people who drain you, you can't expect to keep those persons with you, or you're going to experience growth holding on to those persons. In order for us to see ourselves moving up the ladder, there are many people that we have to drop. Certain baggages we have to let go of. Certain luggages. We can't expect to be progressing holding on to certain people. Certain people that you start with in life, you're just not going to end with. And that is a part of evolving. That's a part of growing. Certain friends that you had from day one, you're no longer going to have those friends. The more you experience growth is the more you're going to be open and exposed to people who are on your level, people who understand you, people who get you, people who you don't have to go above and beyond to prove yourself to. And many of us, we have to be doing that with family, with friends, with loved ones. It's like you have to be proving your self-worth to them. And if those persons are supposed to be a part of your evolving circle, you wouldn't have to prove anything. If you associate yourselves with winners, there's no way when you're winning, you will seem as if you are showing off. But if you're surrounded by persons who are not winning, and you're the only person who is winning, those who you're surrounded by, when you're winning, it's going to come on to them as if you're showing off, or you're just bragging on the fact that you're winning. So we can't experience growth once we hold on to certain type of people, who are not familiar or exposed to certain way of thinking, who are not open to growth, who are just being in your circle for what they can get from you. The next point, guys, is knowing pretenders, being able to identify pretenders and takers in your lives. Now, many of us, we have a lot of friends, and they always say people who are real, people who are very blunt, I should say, or know what they're about and know what they're going for in life, and you'll find those people with very little friends. And I find that very factual. You won't have many friends, and the few that you have, you're going to be very skeptical with the reason for keeping those persons as friends. Now, with pretenders and takers, pretenders are always going to want to be in your life. They're always going to want to know what's going on in your life. So they pretend to be for you just to keep up to date. Many of us, we have many of those people in our lives, whether it's family, whether it's friends. That's just me being very realistic. People pretend, and people pretend well, right? And pretenders don't intend to leave until their common goal is accomplished. And many of their common goal is to just see your life, turn out to nothing. So when you have pretenders in your lives, these people, they pretend. They pretend to be for you. They pretend to be your true friend, your true family, your true loved ones. They show you the side of themselves that will make you feel convinced that this person is real for me. This person not let me down. This person not gonna go around me. When in fact, the person is just playing their role to know what's going on in your life. And because you hold that person close to you, everything that's going on in your life, they're aware of it. Because you turn to them, you talk to them. Something wrong in your relationship, you're gone to them. Something wrong in your family, they're aware of it. So they pretend to keep, just for them to keep up to date with what's going on in your life. You have to learn, guys, to be aware of when you have these kind of people in your life, the pretenders, and learn how to just draw the red line and say, I realize you have to be able to can acknowledge their patterns of behaviors, right? Because you will see they're constantly going to come around just to know, inquisitive. They might start off the conversation very well, but by the end of the day, it's always going to be ending with questions. Questions. So it's up to us, guys, to know if we want to play a blind eye to pretenders and keep them and let them play their role in our lives as if they are for us when they're against us and they're plotting. Because trust me, you see many of the pretenders that we hold on to, they are the one praying against us. They are praying against your success. They're praying against your family. They're praying against your relationship. They're praying against your happiness overall. So we have to be very crucial. We have to start putting ourselves first. And if people want to say you're selfish for taking a stance to elevate yourself from people who are draining you, let them say whatever they want to say. But if you don't take a stand for yourself to elevate yourself, you will forever be down to their level. You'll forever not growing. You'll forever be where they want you to be. Can you imagine keeping those kind of persons in your life? So you have to take a stance, guys. Sometimes you have to block and delete. Because keeping certain toxic people will only make your life more toxic. And then, believe it or not, many persons who we hold on to in our lives, certain energy that they have, you will find yourself having that same energy. Certain mindset that they have, you will find yourself having that same mindset, attitude, approach, everything. That's why my mother always tell me to be careful of the company you keep. Be careful of the associates you keep. It says a lot, guys. Takers will never want to leave your life. But that's a decision you will have to make, guys. Because takers will always want to stay because you're important to them. They have you in their lives for a reason. If it's relationship wise, if you have a partner who's a taker, your partner is not going to want to leave you, and they're benefiting from you. If it's a family member, it's the same thing. If it's friends, it's the same thing. They're always going to want to keep you because of what they can get from you. Especially when they are most in need or close to being in need, that's when you will hear from those persons most. That's when you will see them showing up, checking on you the most, when it's close to the time that they need something from you. And many of you out there, you're experiencing that. You know exactly what I'm talking. With takers, and I don't need to emphasize on this, I just need for you to be able to acknowledge what I'm saying in your life and look into your life, reflect. Because as I always mention, my channel is all about how we can help to improve each other. And we can't elevate ourselves without educating ourselves. So, beware of the takers that you have in your lives who have no intentions to leave. Who have absolutely no intentions to leave. Because they will now have to think about finding somebody else to do all that you're doing for them. So takers always going to make themselves available when they are close to in need of your assistance. They're always going to make it seem as if they are for you too, just like the pretenders. But by the end of the day, you have to decide what is best for you. Learn to observe people, behavior patterns. If people want to turn against you for being there for yourself, let them do so. Let them do so. Because by the end of the day, if God himself is not loved by all mankind, what to say us as human beings? If you haven't subscribed, please make sure that you subscribe. Leave a comment below, especially with your views on this topic. I need to hear from you guys. So make sure that you tell me how you find this topic and, relate to it in whatever way you can relate to it. Because I know you're all experiencing it too. And stay tuned for my next video. I'll definitely put some stuff together for you with the shower. Might not be able to do a full video clip because I haven't on the day. But I have some clippings and stuff that I can put together for a video for you guys. And see you next time when we chat here on Let's Chat. Take care.